We're making real authentic Italian meatballs today. My mother always said you mix 2 pounds of ground beef to 1 pound of pork. Sometimes we use ground Italian sausage in place of the pork, but either is fine. Finely ground, finely minced parsley. The Italian parsley is the best. 3 fresh eggs, at least 3 cloves of garlic, at least 1 cup, if not more, of good Pecorino Romano Italian cheese, and nice textured Italian bread with the crust cut off that we are going to pour a mixture of milk and water over and soak the bread that we will mix together for our complete meatball. Okay, we are ready to actually mix all the ingredients together. This is the soaked bread. We added a half a cup approximately of water and a cup of milk, poured it over the bread and squeezed it. It's got a nice firm consistency, but it is not drippy at all, okay? So we have soaked bread. We're going to add 3 eggs. We're actually going to add all of the wet ingredients together, all right? The eggs to the soaked bread, and then we're going to put in the parsley, salt, pepper, garlic, and cheese. So first step, there's your eggs. Make sure your hands are clean. Okay. We want to mix it really good. These are the wet ingredients, and we want to mix it together. We're going to add in all of the parsley. Mix thoroughly after every addition. What's going to dry this up even more is the addition of the cheese. So always have extra cheese on hand. We're putting the garlic in. Again, important to mix it real well. The flavor has to go through all this wet ingredients. Oh my, that smells good. Isn't that pretty?
That's beautiful.
I am going to add the cheese before the salt and pepper. The reason I'm doing that is because Pecorino Romano cheese is very salty, and you may not need as much salt in your meatballs as you think you do. I can tell already that 1 cup of cheese was not enough, so I am going to add another cup of cheese.
Look at the color on that. It looks beautiful.
All right, that's my 2nd cup of cheese. So for 3 pounds of meat, a little over 3 pounds of meat, we use 2 full cups of Pecorino Romano. When you taste your meatballs at the end, you can always add more cheese. You can never have enough good Italian cheese. Pinch of salt. Do not use a lot to start out, but I will use all of the ground black pepper. Oops. There we go. Mix again.
Is there a certain way of mixing that you're doing?
With my beautiful hands. Okay. All of the textures, all of the ingredients are together. Now, I'm going to add the wet ingredients to the ground meat mixture. Before I put it in, I mixed the pork and the beef together with my hands. So the meat is mixed, pork and beef. Now I'm adding the wet ingredients. And this is what really makes an Italian meatball. One of my cousins used to call my mother's meatballs bread balls because there was just as much Italian bread in them as there was meat. Okay, we have mixed all the wet and the dry ingredients, and now we are making meatballs. You cannot put the meatballs too close together. They will not stick. Do not worry about them being too close together. It's not like baking a cookie. Every meatball should be uniform in size. so they cook uniformly. They should be about 1.25 inches in diameter. That's a good guess, 1.25 inches in diameter. You roll them and they stick beautifully with all the wonderful ingredients in there. Okay, I'm going to finish putting them on the tray, and the next thing you'll see is them going in the oven. Okay, we rolled all of the meatballs for a little over 3 pounds of meat and half a loaf of bread. We have 43 meatballs. We preheated the oven to 450 degrees, and now we're going to put the meatballs on the top shelf of the oven. Okay, top shelf of the oven. We have a couple left over. I'm putting them on the bottom. We'll switch them later. We are taking the grease out of the pan that we made the meatballs in. Dump it into a paper cup. Get rid of the grease. The bits that are left in the pan, pour a little purified water in your pan and scrape it. Get all those good pieces of meat and add this little bit to your sauce, just for some wonderful extra flavor.